Hello everybody. Today we're talking about Revit families, and as we know, Revit based on families. Everything you see in Revit is belongs to a family. Walls is a family. Doors, windows, furniture, systems, you name it. Everything here is a family, and Revit is already has a library metric or imperial, which has thousands, I would say, of families. Now, if I open, to make it clear, I open a default metric template and I'll show you what it has. So if I look here on the project browser under families, you see these are already preloaded with this metric template. I want to look at the furniture here, and we have the M desk. That's the only furniture available for us, and you could just drag any of these types here. And let's say for this project I need more tables, yeah, so I'm gonna load more from insert, load family, and I'll just select just came straight to the tables. Sometimes it will not get here because I was working with these tables before. So with the shift I will select those all and I load them. So it's gonna take some few seconds to load these tables, and I could use any of these. Let's see, if I select this dining table, just drag it, bring it here. Now this may be enough for a certain project, but for me I need to, instead of creating from scratch, I just want to modify this to suit my requirements. So if I select this table, I'm happy with it, but I need to make a few modifications, let's say to the top. Yeah, so I'm gonna edit this family. I'll look at it here on a reference plane, and I will select this is the plane. I'm not selecting the plane. I want to select okay, so I'll select the top of the table. It's based on extrusion, as you could see here, edit extrusion, and I may want to add okay, 80 here. Okay, make it straight here. Okay, and I'm just gonna mirror this again to the other side. Okay, this is my okay, and I'll just remove this line. I don't need it anymore, and I'll trim the edges here and here, usual drafting practice, and maybe I will rename it again. Yeah, so I'm gonna say save as a family. It will go here as well. It's a dining table, and this time I'm gonna call it maybe curved. Okay, options, one, I don't want one backup is good enough. Now it's saved. I'm gonna load it back to my project, and it comes here. Okay, in a 3D, I look at it. So this is my new. So you don't have to start from scratch, okay? But if I need to create my own table, I'll just start from scratch. I want to create something from scratch. So I'm gonna say new family, and this time I will use metric family, metric furniture here. So I'm gonna use this one here, open, and now I get this only two. This is with this template you get two reference planes. I'm gonna add more reference planes, and anywhere you just put your own, create your own reference planes. Two horizontal and two verticals. Okay, Control Z because it's not straight. I just want to make sure it's straight reference. You can see that, and still not straight. Still not straight. Yeah. So I want to make sure that I get this blue line. Okay, another one. Okay, good. Now to control this, I'm gonna add some dimensions. So from annotate, align, I'll use the align, and create my dimension and make them equal. So what that means, if I move, oops, I just have to exit the command. I'll show you. So they're equal, they always move exactly the same, and that's what I want. Okay, I'll do the same in this side, annotate, align, and make them equal. One here, and so this one again is not straight. This one, that's why I could not reference plane is not. So make sure you get this blue line. Okay, so annotate again, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and I make them equal again. So now again the same thing. If I move this, it will stretch like that, and I need an overall dimension for both sides. Okay, because I'm gonna add parameters to this. So this one will I will label it as my length. Okay, keep it as type. Okay, now you see its length. So if this is a parameter now, and if I go to the length, I wanna flex this 1000, maybe 200, and if I hit apply, you see now it's working. Okay, now I'm gonna label this one as width. So this is my width. Okay, and now you could see that I could flex the width, let's say 1000. So now it's working fine. Okay. Okay. So I'll create my top here, and then I'll show you the legs. So I'm gonna go to create extrusion. I'm gonna extrude something, and I'll just use this draft in here tool, and I'll draft my table. I could leave it as it is, or if I need to trim the edges, so I will just use this okay, maybe 45, 120 is okay, or maybe I start from here, so I'll use the 45 degree. Okay, and I'll just fill it the edge a little bit, and I will mirror this one again. Okay, and I will select both with the control, mirror those here. Okay, and then I'll get rid of the extra edges. Okay, just with this. Okay, so I'm just designing my top. Okay, now I'm done. Now here's the, oh, there's still line here. I have to make sure there's no lines. Now this is the end extrusion. This will determine the thickness of your extrusion. So for my table, maybe 50 milli. 50 milli is good enough for. Okay, I'll keep it 50. Okay, for now. And now I approve it. Yeah. So if I look at 3D, this is my table. If I need to see that reference plane, my reference plane at the bottom, which is good, that's what I want. Now I will create my legs. So I'm gonna come to the front elevation. Now I see my table is sitting here. I need to create a reference plane for height, but before that I usually try to move this level away, so I don't select this level, mix it with the reference plane. So I'm just gonna show you how. Okay, so this is my reference plane, the bottom one, and this is the level. So I'm gonna create my table height as a reference plane, and I'm just gonna add a straight reference plane here, and let's say I name this one, so it's height. Okay, so we just know this now. Now I'm also gonna add a dimension to control the height. So flex the height, so here, and I'm gonna label it as height. Okay, and I'll test it again, see, flex the height, make sure that the height is working. So my height is 80 centimeters. Okay, it's flexed. We saw that it changed. Okay, now I need to bring this to this work plane. So I'm gonna edit the work plane, and I say I'll just move it to the height. Okay, go again here. I'm gonna create my legs, so I'm gonna create them round or square, whatever you want, but I'm just gonna use the extrude again. I'm gonna make a circle about here. I could measure, be precise and give exact measurement. Maybe I'll make it 30 milli, and I will mirror this one and select both, mirror using this line. Okay, now I don't see that, but I'm gonna just prove them. I'll show you in the front what they look like. So they started here, so I will they were selected anyway, are they? Okay, they are selected, so I'm gonna edit work plane, and then I'll use the height, remember? So now in the front, now they are so edit work plane, they are okay. Now the extrusion here, it says 50. I need to say minus, I can't remember what was the height of it. I think 900, so I need to use minus. I choose the wrong one, so I need to select those legs. Instead of minus 50, I'll put minus 900. Front now, it's 800, yeah, not 900. So let me, they are selected. I should be able to, okay. Now see what happened here, there is a lock, so I'm gonna lock them here with this work plane. So now if I change the height, where's the height, to 700 for example, apply, now they are locked with the reference, and that the height, it changes accordingly. Okay, so now this is my, I could just hide the work plane, and this is my table now. So I'm gonna flex it, try a little bit, a few things here before I add material. So I'm gonna say the width is 1000, so it's a square one, rectangular, square one. Okay, and if I say this is 2200, hit apply, it works fine. Height is 600. Okay, so what we could okay, so now this is a dynamic family, it's working fine with me. I'm gonna add parameters for the material, so when I bring it to the project I could change the material. I'm not stuck with one type of materials. Okay, so this time I'm gonna look for materials. Okay, and I'll call it for the top material. Okay, and there is another parameters I'm gonna add for the legs. Yeah? So again, material, and this is the base material. Okay, now I don't have to add materials now, I could just add it to the project. The other thing I'd like to do now, this is my, I call this one a new type 1. Okay, or you could call it whatever. You could even go with size instead of type 1. I'll say 1000 by 1200. Okay, now I'll create another type, let's say 1200 by 1200. So this time I'll say type 2, 1200 by 1200. Okay, and then now let's check them. Apply, type 2. What's the difference between type 1? Okay, this one is 1000. I should have said apply. So this is type 1. Type 2, I'm just trying. Okay, this type 2 type, and then I could add another type, type 3, it's 1200 by 1400, and I will change the height to 700 this time and say apply. Okay, so now we have, you could see that there are three different types of this family. So I'm gonna save this, save as, save this family in here. Instead of mdisk, I'll say I'll just follow the same m table, and I'm just gonna give it my name. Yeah, so I just could easily distinguish this one. Only one backup. I don't want to create so many backups. Save. Okay, now I could go straight load into a project. I don't have, okay, project 4 is here, so I'm gonna load to see what's in the project 4. Yeah, we have different, so this is my a new table. Okay, and here I could, where is yeah, now there's another type, and the third type is here. So there is three different types that I load to my project, which are, these are my families that I created. And if I select one of them, edit type, I could easily select any materials. I could change the top, so the top materials, maybe bridge will be okay, maybe the legs we will use some laminated okay, ivory, good. Okay, now if I go to the realistic, why it is here. So why the materials? Okay, I don't really know what's happening, but I should be able to change my materials here, as these, even those don't have materials. Why is this not showing? So I probably made a mistake in the development, but I could see the material here. It's already applied to, let's see the other types. What are, okay, I don't have to apply for each and every one of them. So let's see why I need some wood material. Okay, wood, just cherry this time. I just wanna, so for the appearance, yeah, it is there. Yeah, apply. Okay, maybe we'll figure out on Thursday next class, but today that should be good enough.